Good evening, Tri-City area, and welcome to another edition of high school basketball on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are back at the school on the hill as we have got a huge region rivalry game, crosstown rivalry between the Columbus Blue Devils and the Carver Tigers. I'm Richard Holdridge here on the broadcast. This is a crucial game. Tip-off is moments away. Starting with the Carver Lady Tigers, led by their two-time state champion, Coach Anson Hunley, taking on the Columbus Lady Blue Devils, led by their head coach, the former Kendrick Cherokee, LaShonda Adams. And this is also a rematch of the 2017 4A state championship where Columbus defeated Carver in overtime, 69-67. This is going to be a good one. Get ready, folks, as we have got a big region game. My broadcast partner, Thrip Behringer, is over at Hardaway. We'll try to get a score update in that game. The Hardaway Lady Hawks are taking on the Cairo Syrup Makers. That game started at 5. This game is set to start at 6, right on time. The Carver Lady Tigers are led by their leading scorer, Jasmine Thornton, who had a huge milestone the last time we called a game. Last week, Carver took on Monroe, and Jasmine Thornton recorded her 1,500th career point. That 1-2 tandem for Coach Hunley, Jasmine Thornton and Aubrey Wilkins, is just going to be a problem offensively, but Chubb Williams is really the straw that stirs the drink. She's able to get big steals, get quick transition buckets, and gets her teammates involved. The Columbus Blue Devils, which they did pick up their first region win by beating Crisp County, they can make the playoffs if they can get a win. Right now, Doherty is in front of them for the 4th and final spot. They want to try to get a good seeding going into the region tournament. 7-13 as Coach Adams has improved the team by 2 games, and they are led by their leading scorer, Alana Gilbert, with 9.1 points a game, followed by Jayla Lockhart, who won player of the game last week. And she leads second on the team with 5 points a game. It should be a good one here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're going to go ahead and take a break as the PA announcer is going to announce the starting lineups. We'll have the national anthem, and we'll have the start of the game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our
Welcome back to Carver High School, Warren Beulah Court, Richard Mahome Gymnasium. The Columbus Lady Blue Devils coming in, taking on the Carver Lady Tigers as the public address announcer, Art Thomason, is going to announce the starting lineup. We'll let you listen in to Art give the starting lineups here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
takes it to the main engine. And we also like to remind you to please help us out, put all trash in the trash can. A friendly reminder from Ms. Cat and our assistant head custodian, Donovan Forward. With that, we'll bring in the starting lineup. First, for Columbus, number 0, Jayla Lockhart. Number 1, Alana Gilbert. Number 10, James Hare. Number 12, Celia Hicks. And number 20, Christine Christopher. Columbus is coached by Coach Adams. And now, get on your feet for your Carver Lady Tigers.
All right, we are moments away from tip-off here in this crucial region game. The Carver Lady Tigers come in with a 13-6 overall record. They are 5-0 in the region. The Columbus Lady Blue Devils come in with a 7-13 overall record with a 1-4 record in the region. This is a big region game just for playoff seeding, as Carver wants to try to wrap up the number 1 seed when they get ready to play the region tournament. Here's your starting lineups for the Lady Blue Devils. Jayla Lockhart, Alana Gilbert, Janie Mims, Sanaya Hicks, and Christina Christoph. For the Carver Lady Tigers, Chubb Williams, Cam Thomas, Jasmine Thornton, Aubrey Wilkins, and KK Cooper. Jasmine Thornton in to tip it off with Janie Mims. Center court, ready to go here at the School on the Hill. Glad you're joining us here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And Carver wins the tip. It's Chubb Williams leading the point. Over to KK Cooper, swings it over to Jasmine Thornton. That was tipped. It's going to stay here with Carver. Both schools, region rivals that got moved down to 3A from the reclassification. So the last 2 years, it's been Carver and Columbus in the region. Oh, and a steal by Janie Mims. Mims will get it right back. Almost stolen by KK Cooper, and it is stolen. Now it's going to go out of bounds off Carver. Columbus wants to try to go fast. This is a Carver team that will full court press you from start to finish. That's what Coach Anson Hunley did against Monroe last week, and that's what he's going to try to do here. Carver did defeat Columbus at Columbus High on January the 4th. That's a steal by Aubrey Wilkins, and gets it right back is Christina Christoph. Back out to Hicks, double teamed. Oh, and she gets it stripped by Cam Thomas. Here comes a fast break. Aubrey Wilkins up to the rack, up and in. 2-0 Carver. That's how the Carver Lady Tigers start things off. Another double team, bounce pass, Alana Gilbert, baseline, jumper, Sanaya Hicks makes the bucket. 2-2, and we got a timeout. Coach Anson Hunley does not like what he sees. Timeout on the floor. We'd like to thank our sponsors, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Ampacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Masterwall, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. Both schools, when it comes to notable athletes that played athletics here in the Fountain City, they got great athletes on both sides. Starting with Columbus, Sam Mitchell, Hall of Fame baseball player Frank Thomas, Josh Lester, Megan Byers from the Columbus Rapids. For Carver, DJ Jones, Isaiah Crowell, Brinston Buckner, Nate Odoms, Olivia Cochran, who's playing at Louisville right now. And for Columbus, the former point guard for UConn, Keita Swainer. There's a three-pointer, and that's a nice touch by Aubrey Wilkins. She's got 5 points. It's 5-2. Stolen by KK Cooper. Cooper gets triple teamed, draws the foul, and Cooper will go to the line for 2. So the Columbus Lady Blue Devils, they won the state championship in 2017, led by their legendary coach, Joe Sharon. Tatiana Wyatt got the three-pointer that won it over Carver as Cooper makes the first. But Columbus has had their share of notable athletes that played in the Fountain City. Katia Swainer played in the WNBA, won a championship with the Phoenix Mercury in 2009. Finished her career with the Atlanta Dream, but played on that incredible UConn team in the early 2000s that just kept winning with Deanna Taurasi and Sue Bird and Tina Charles. What Gino Armiana made was a powerhouse in the early 2000s, and Ketita Swainer was part of that. There's Mims. Back over to Alana Gilbert. Gilbert, bounce pass. Sanaya Hicks gets it. Oh, she gets it right back. Sanaya Hicks driving the baseline. Oh, and she gets blocked by Jasmine Thornton. Sanaya Hicks is going to go to the line for 2. Sanaya Hicks averaging 4.9 points a game. They're actually calling that foul on the floor. Mims double teamed. Here comes Lockhart. Back over to Hicks. Quickly double teamed, and Columbus has just got to move the ball around. Janie Mims, no good. Trying to get the rebound, and it's picked up by Jasmine Thornton, by Cam Thomas, Chubb Williams. Nice pass to Jasmine Thornton. And Thornton gets on the board, and it's 9-2. And it's stolen once again, Aubrey Wilkins. Back out to Thomas, Thornton, baseline, driving, quick double team, pass to Thomas, puts up a floater, and it falls in. Coach Adams is going to go ahead and call a timeout. We'll take one too. 5:35 left to go here in the first as the Carver Lady Tigers lead Columbus 11-2 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to Richard Mahone Gymnasium, Warren Beulah Court on the campus of Carver. It's Carver and Columbus for the final time in 3A. Oh, what a steal. No good by Aubrey Wilkins. She almost got away with a travel. There's Chubb Williams, Thornton. She got double teamed, but it doesn't matter. Jasmine Thornton puts it up. It's 13-2. Back over to Gilbert. Gilbert, Sanaya Hicks, pass over to Janie Mims. Oh, a nice pass to Christina Christoph. Gets her own rebound, but it's going to go out of bounds off Carver. The Columbus Lady Blue Devils are going to retain possession. Coach Adams is going to want to try to get some subs in there, as we got number 32, Sydney Foster, the junior, coming in, and Takia Ligon comes in for Carver. We saw the Columbus Blue Devils in the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament. They defeated Kendrick in the 7th place game. Pass Sanaya Hicks, driving the baseline, rattles in and out. Good job tipping it. Is Foster, oh, and a block right there by Cam Thomas. Here comes Thornton on a fast break. Wilkins, second leading scorer, driving the baseline, doubled, and it's going to go off Carver. Columbus is down by 11, but they have got to generate some offense. And Coach Adams is going to try to get another sub in there. Cartier Oliverdes, who's averaging 4.2 points coming off the bench. Gilbert got it tipped away by Cam Thomas. It's going to stay here with Columbus. Trying to look for Gilbert, and right there is Jayla Lockhart. She won Player of the Game, Player of the Week last week. Swing it over at Jasmine Thornton with a steal. Good court vision by Jasmine Thornton. Oh, and she gets fouled by Jayla Lockhart. Jasmine Thornton's going to go to the line for 2. Jasmine Thornton, she recorded her 1,500th career point last week against Monroe, a huge milestone as she was recognized on the court. We had that game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Last night we saw Anna Grace Griggs get her 1,000th career point and TK Davis her 1,000th career rebound. Thornton misses the first 2 as Thrift Behringer and I were at the campus of Glenwood for Lee Scott and Glenwood. Thrift Behringer right now is at Hardaway as they are taking on the Syrup Makers. Try to get a score update. Thornton makes 1 of 2. Right now, Jasmine Thornton and Aubrey Wilkins leading scorers for Carver with 5 points each. And there's that full court press. That is going to be a problem all night for Columbus. It looks like the Carver Lady Tigers, they're coming out up 14-2, and another steal. Chubb Williams pulls up a jump shot, no good. Fighting for that rebound, but getting it is Sydney Foster, but she's doubled. Foster's got to give it up. And we got a timeout. Coach Adams does not like what she sees. We'll take a timeout. We'd like to thank our sponsors here on the broadcast. State Farm, Carol Perdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be back, 4:15 left to go here in the first as Carver leading Columbus 14-2 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to the School on the Hill. It's 14-2, Carver on top, and Ligon almost stole it. So it went final at Hardaway. The Hardaway Lady Hawks, they defeat the Cairo Syrup Makers 87-14. As Thrift Behringer and Chris Gates there at Hardaway on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Ball going back to Carver, another turnover. This Carver Tigers team led by Coach Anson Hunley. That three-pointer by Nicole Baldwin is no good. Thornton with the offensive rebound. Chubb Williams. Pass, Trinity Walker driving the baseline. Pass it over to Cam Thomas. Thomas puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Ligon, and she is going to get fouled and going to go to the line. It is 14-2. Carver is on a 12-0 run. It was 2-2, and then Coach Hunley called a timeout. And Carver has really forced some turnovers, and they put Columbus in a situation where they haven't really had a lot of open looks. It's that full court press that Carver likes to run from start to finish. And they did that against Monroe last week, and it was just too much. The times we have seen Carver this season, that's how they've been able to get on big scoring runs and win ball games. Misses them both, but Jasmine Thornton, foot on the line, it's going to go back to Columbus. Carver is 13-6 on the season, but if you look at their schedule, they've lost to some of the top teams in the state like Buford and Woodward Academy. They know how to win, and Coach Hunley, he's got the championships to show for it. 2019, very special year because the boys won as well. Legendary coach Warren Beulah and Coach Hunley won a championship in 2019. 2021, Coach Hunley wins another championship. Went to the Elite Eight the last 2 seasons. Trying to get it, and it's stolen by Trinity Walker. Walker, long pass over to Janella Russ, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Kayan Walker. Alana Gilbert toeing that line. Gets doubled. Here comes Walker. Looks like we're going to get a foul on the Lady Tigers, as Kayan Walker to the line for 2. And Walker misses the first. So 2 years ago when they did the reclassification, Carver and Columbus were the only 2 schools in Columbus that went to 3A. And so they became region rivals, but they're both going to be in 2A next year with just about every school in Columbus minus Northside. But this will be the final year that these 2 schools will be in 3A. Oh, and what a steal by Sanaya Hicks. Hicks to Gilbert. Gilbert puts it up. No good. Rebounded. Oh, and that shot is in by Janie Mims. What a hook shot. She gets the rebound. It's a 10-point lead for Carver. Trinity Walker inside to Russ. Russ with the double team. Euro step, hitting the floor is Baldwin and gets fouled. That's going to be the 4th team foul for Columbus. Let's hope that Nicole Baldwin is okay. She's still on the floor. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout here with 2:28 left to go here in the first. Carver is leading Columbus 14-4 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're back. Carver up by 10. Nicole Baldwin, she gets assisted by Coach Hunley, and hears it from the crowd as looks like she's going to be okay. You hate seeing that, especially when you trip and hit the floor, but it looks like she is going to be okay. It's going to be Carver's ball. Trinity Walker underneath the basket. Well, actually, Aubrey Wilkins is going to take this one. Carver trying to keep the #1 overall place in the region. As Walker, they did beat Monroe, so they do have the tiebreaker. As there's a Euro step, swatted away by Jayla Lockhart, by Alexis Hammond. Hammond checking into the game for Lockhart. Oh, Lockhart's still in there. Now Lockhart checks out. Alana Gilbert comes in for Columbus. Pass stolen. Alexis Hammond. And then a tip drill and trying to steal it is Cam Thomas. It's going to stay here with the Lady Blue Devils. Alexis Hammond back over to Gilbert. Fires a long 3. No good. Good rebound off the glass. No good. That was picked up by Christina Christoph, and Carver now on a fast break. It's a 3-on-1. Wilkins, nice spin move, driving the baseline, puts up a shot. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Christina Christoph. Double team. Gilbert trying to split the defenders. Thomas tips it, but it's going to stay right here with Columbus. 1:50 left to go here in the first. The Carver Lady Tigers leading Columbus 14-4 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Richard Holdridge, Troy Gar-Isla here at that school on the hill. Back-to-back Friday nights here at Carver. Baseline jumper, no good by Christoph. That's going to be a blocking foul on Sydney Foster. And it's only the 4th team foul for Columbus. One more and they will be in the bonus. The Columbus Lady Blue Devils, led by their head coach, LaShonda Adams, the former Kendrick Cherokee. Played under legendary coach Sterling Hicks. Went to multiple Final Fours. They finally won a championship in 2008. But really, it was that team that really paved the way. It's Wilkins. Good stutter step, tipped. Coming back up with it is KK Cooper. Thornton. Jasmine Thornton gets her own rebound, puts it up. Another offensive rebound. Thornton puts it up. And a rebound by number 33, Chastity. I want to say it's going to go back to Columbus. Quayla Fitzpatrick, rather, number 35. It is 14-4 with 1:21 left to go here in the first. As we see WRBL's Tyler Redmond in the building getting highlights for this game. Columbus with the ball. Passes it over to Walker. Here comes the full court press and a steal. KK Cooper, what a pass. Jasmine Thornton with the bucket at 16-4. Thornton's got 7 points. And that was intended for Lily Winchester, and it goes out of bounds. Right through her hands. Carver basketball. Please like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So right now, Thrift Behringer is on the campus of Hardaway, getting ready to call the Hardaway boys and the syrup makers of Cairo, a big region game. Thornton, double, splits the defender, puts up a shot, and count the bucket. Jasmine Thornton will go to the line for the and one. Thornton is that type of player that can take over this game. She's averaging 17.1 points a game. One of the top scorers in the Tri-City area, playing under Coach Hundley's system. A senior and really is just a skilled basketball player. It's 18-4. Carver is on top over the Columbus Lady Blue Devils. Thornton, no good. That's rebounded by Fitzpatrick, but tied up is Janie Mims and Janela Russ. Looks like Gilbert's going to come back into the game. Gilbert and Lockhart are your two top scorers for Columbus, both juniors. So they'll be back next year for Coach Adams. As Columbus just continues to improve every year. They won 5 games last year. Coach Adams has improved their record to 7-13. They have won 2 more games than they did last year. And that's really what you like to see in a basketball team, just trying to build that reputation when they had. And it is going to be a block and a steal by Cam Thomas all the way to Jasmine Thornton. To the rack, no good. She gets her own rebound and puts it up and in. Thornton was patient with it. She's got 11. It's 20-4. Oh, here comes a fast break. Lockhart puts up a shot up and in. Jayla Lockhart on the board. It's 20-6. Looks like Carver can hold for the final shot. Thornton driving the baseline, and she traveled. 17 seconds left to go. Columbus has a chance for the final shot to try to cut into this lead. It's 20-6. Oh, and another steal, a save by Ligon. Back over to Russ, puts it up, no good. Lockhart with a rebound. Passes it to Hicks. We got a 2-on-1. Hicks. Over to Mims. Janie Mims. Her shot's good. And that is at the buzzer as Columbus goes on a 4-0 run to close out the quarter. After one, the Carver Lady Tigers lead the Columbus Lady Blue Devils 20-8. We would like to thank our sponsors, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to the School on the Hill. Richard Mahone Gymnasium, Warren Beulah Court. 20-8 is your score. The Carver Lady Tigers are on top over the Columbus Lady Blue Devils. It's Richard Holderidge here for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Earlier today, the Hardaway Lady Hawks defeated Cairo 87-14. Thrift Behringer had the call. Gilbert trying to control it. Hicks, Janie Mims. Tip drills, lost it. Cartier Oliveras with a turnover, and Carver gets it right back. Columbus did an impressive job closing out that first quarter. They went on a 4-0 run. They're trailing 20-8. You could hear Coach Adams just telling them to move as they are in the zone. There's a baseline jumper by Chubb Williams, and she hits it. Chubb Williams, a facilitator. She is known for steals and assists. I mean, she had about 7 steals in that game against Monroe. There's Cam Thomas. Nice pass from Jasmine Thornton. Gets her own rebound, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, up and in. Jasmine Thornton has got at least 4 offensive rebounds in this game. She is going to have a great night with a double-double. Here's Hicks. Pulls up jumper, a nice pass, right? Well, it really wasn't a pass, but Cartier Oliveras misses it. And Aubrey Wilkins with the rebound. Wilkins puts up a shot, and she's going to go to the line. The Carver Lady Tigers 13-6 overall, 5-0 in the region. We were here last Friday as they defeated Monroe. Monroe had one of the top freshmen in the country. Cree had 32 points. Wilkins rattles in and out. Rebounded by Janie Mims. Mims travels, and it goes back to Carver. Leading scorer for the Carver Lady Tigers is Jasmine Thornton. She's got 13 points. Janie Mims has got 4 for Columbus. Don't forget, we got the Carver Tigers, the Columbus Blue Devils. Coming up after this. Trinity Walker, Williams, Thornton thought about the 3. Splits the defenders. Chubb Williams, long base jumper, mid-range jumper from the top of the key, and she hits it. She's got a good shot. If she gets open, she can hit that. And the defense collapsed on Jasmine Thornton. Christoph over to Lockhart. A good save by Tyler Redmond. Christoph looking for Lockhart, stolen, but it's going to be out of bounds as Trinity Walker. Carver just does a great job anticipating the pass, and they've been able to get some steals that way. It's their full court press defense, but Columbus has just got to get open. And there it is. Sanaya Hicks driving all the way, puts up a shot. That's rebounded by Hammond. Lockhart tipped by Carver. It's going to stay here with Columbus. So it was 20-8 after the first. Carver has gone on a 6-0 run to start the second quarter. Columbus is just trying to stay in this game. That was tipped, 3-point shot. Olervides puts up a shot, no good, rebounded by Thornton. She has got to have at least 10 rebounds. Thornton over to Williams. Chubb Williams splits the defenders, puts it off the glass, and it rolls in. Chubb Williams has got 6 points. It's 28-8, a 20-point lead for Carver. Here comes a 3-on-2. Carver does a good job getting back on defense, and Chubb Williams with another steal. Hammond, Williams, all the way to the rack and in. Chubb Williams having a good game for Carver. 30-8. Hicks double teamed, fighting on the floor, trying to get it. Are they going to call a jump ball? It will be the first jump ball of the game. Possession arrow is going to go to Carver with 5:35 left to go here in the second quarter. 30-8 is your score here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Talasia Anu comes into the game for Columbus. Back in the game is Nicole Baldwin. Here comes the senior point guard, Chubb Williams. Walker. Look over to KK Cooper. There's a shot by Thornton. And it's rebounded by Hammond. And another steal by Carver. Trinity Walker puts up a floater, rebounded by Janie Mims. Mims over to Talisa Anu. She's got Chubb Williams right behind her trying to pick her pocket. And then Anu draws the foul. They're going to call it on the floor. That's only the first team foul here in the second quarter for Carver. We got some incredible action all around the Chattahoochee Valley tonight, including Brookstone hosting Westfield School. Pacelli is hosting St. Mary's Academy. Ace Charter is at Jordan. I know we also have Smith Station and Central. Auburn's taking on Opelika. Calvary is on the road taking on Konos Academy. Spencer is down in Macon taking on Rutland, and so is Kendrick. They are taking on Central Macon. And we have some Saturday games tomorrow as well. We got Spencer and Jordan. We got Bainbridge and Shaw. These are big region games. They're going to be in the area. And Hardaway is taking on Northside in a non-region game. And that foul shot is way off by Anu. It's still 30-8 with 5:06 left to go here in the second. Coming up after this, we got the boys game. The Carver Tigers trying to snap a two-game losing streak, taking on the Columbus Blue Devils, led by Coach Carl Ivey Sr. With Coach Eric Allen and Pembroke, and Coach White is Thomas. Gets that shot to go, and it's 32-8. It has been all Carver here in the second quarter, as they have outscored Columbus 12-0, making the adjustments. Top of the key, over to Baldwin. Thomas driving the baseline. She gets fouled by Talicia New. It is the second team foul for Columbus. Carver defeated Columbus at Columbus High on January the 4th, 80-28. As Columbus right now is currently in 5th place. They do have some key region games coming up. There's a baseline jumper by Chubb Williams. She's got 10 points. And it's a 14-0 run here in the second quarter for Carver. Columbus will host Doherty on the 30th of January and Thomasville on the 2nd of February. On the road against Crisp County, who've yet to win a region game. And then back at Columbus, taking on the Golden Tornadoes of Monroe on February the 9th to wrap up the regular season as we get ready for region tournament play. Be all over the GHSA, and the championship and semifinal will be at the boys' winner of the region in the regular season. Chubb Williams, pass, top of the key to Baldwin. Baldwin, nice move. Cam Thomas, Euro step, off the glass and in. Cam Thomas, nice move, and Alana Gilbert gets trapped by 3 defenders, but there's Sanaya Hicks. Nice pass to Sydney Foster, no good. Sanaya Hicks puts up a shot, up and in. It's 36-10 as Columbus is, there's a shot again, and Carver answers back as Nicole Baldwin gets on the board, and we're going to get another foul. Please like the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're glad that you're joining us on this Friday night of exciting basketball all over the Tri-City area. We do have a special doubleheader tonight. Thrift Behringer is at the campus of Hardaway High School. Another steal by Carver. Their defense has just been swarming, and Aubrey Wilkins, that pass is going to go back to Columbus. 38-10, 3:34 left to go here in the second quarter. Is Jasmine Thornton going to check back into the game for Carver? Walker. Oh, and a steal by Chubb Williams. And that is no good. Rebounded. Cam Thomas puts it up. No good. Jasmine Thornton gets it knocked away. And Kaylin Walker, it's a 2-on-2. Euro step. Walker off the glass. Tip. Sanaya Hicks staying with it. Over to Fitzpatrick. Thomas. Up and in. There's really nothing that Gilbert can do about that one. It's just a good shot by Thomas and almost stolen again, but Gilbert and Chubb fighting for it, and the jump ball is going to go back to Columbus. Carver with a 30-point lead with 3:02 left to go here in the first half. This will be the final time these two teams will face each other in the regular season in the 3A classification, as both teams will go to 2A with Shaw, Hardaway, Spencer, Kenrick, Jordan. And we got an over and back on the line, a backcourt violation, and it's going to go back to Carver. And really, Carver has taken advantage of the Columbus turnovers. And Carver's been able to capitalize. There's Trinity Walker firing a long three. No good. Rebounded by Fitzpatrick. We're going to get another jump ball. No, it's going to go back to Chubb Williams. Pump fake. Pass. Aubrey Wilkins. Baseline jumper. No good. Jasmine Thornton with another rebound. She has got 10 rebounds. And she has had herself a night, a double-double. She's going to check out of the game, and Takaya Ligon checks into the game for Thornton. Carver trying to get their 14th victory, trying to remain undefeated in the region. Gilbert over to Hicks. Hicks driving the sideline and gets knocked away by Carver. It will remain Columbus ball. So we talk about the losses from Carver, losing to Hardaway, Hazel Green, Buford, Woodward Academy. They've played a tough schedule. Janie Mims, oh, that was intended for Lockhart. That's going to be a backcourt violation. And that wasn't tipped. Carver's going to get it back once again. Carver started the season. They lost to Woodward Academy, a 6A school, by 1 point. They defeated Harris County here on December the 6th, 82-57. Harris County's a 5A school right now that's 17-2. Coach Stephanie Ramsey-Dunn doing a great job, and there's a steal by Gilbert. Gilbert's got some speed. She's just going to try to go coast to coast. Alana Gilbert puts the shot off the glass and in. Alana Gilbert, the leading scorer for the Columbus Lady Blue Devils, makes it 40-12. Here's Walker. Top of the key to Wilkins. Back to Walker. Walker lost the handle. Lockhart is staying with her. 12 on the shot clock. Back over to Walker. Walker puts up a shot, and it's off the glass, no good. Ligon puts it up, and she'll be fouled. Ligon will go to the line. And then Carver lost to Palm Bay, a school out of Florida, and then on the MLK Classic, they lost to Galloway. They've been undefeated in the region. Their next game is not until next Friday. They will host Crisp County right here in this gymnasium. Then they will go on the road, taking on Thomasville and then Monroe. And then senior night, February the 9th, against Doherty. Boy, this region is fun. There are 6 teams in the region. Only 4 get to make the playoffs. But when we have region tournament, anything can happen in region tournament as Ligon makes 1 or 2. As we witnessed that last year when the Carver boys team only won 5 games all year, and they got a huge upset in the region tournament, and they were able to snatch away the number 4 seed and make it to the state playoffs. 1:36 left to go here in the first half. Carver leading Columbus 41-12. Ligon, oh, Fitzpatrick is right there for the shot. She misses it, and it's going to be rebounded by Christophe. Here comes Gilbert. Gilbert, she does not have the numbers, but she is going to get the ball stripped. And here comes Carver on the fast break, putting up a shot, and it's in. Nicole Baldwin just had a bad angle, is behind her back. She was able to get it, and another steal by Carver, Sabria English. Coach Hunley has got some of his young players in there. One thing about this roster for Carver, they have got a deep team, as Coach Hunley has had just incredible players over the years, like Kaylee Simpson, like Olivia Cochran, who's playing at Louisville right now. They really have done a great job just developing players to play at the next level. There's a shot off the glass and in by Janie Mims. She's had herself a good night, 6 points for the senior. It's 43-14. Probably got time for 2 more possessions here in the first half. Here's Wilkins, top of the key. Over to Williams. Chubb Williams, foot on the line. It's going to go back to Columbus. So both coaches, so there is a Kendrick connection, because Coach LaShonda Adams played for Kendrick, for Coach Sterling Hicks. Coach Anson Hunley was an assistant under Coach Sterling Hicks that helped lead Kendrick to a state title in 2008. Of course, Coach Hunley has been the Carver head coach since 2011. Oh, and it's stolen once again by KK Cooper. Here comes Cooper. Euro step. Gets fouled. She'll go to the line. 19.3 seconds left to go. 43-14, Carver on top as KK Cooper will go to the line for 2. Like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, this is the rematch of the 2017 4A state championship, where the Columbus Lady Blue Devils won 69-67 in overtime. Tatiana Wyatt with a big 3-pointer for legendary coach Joe Sharon. And it's missed by KK Cooper. She makes 1 of 2, and an offensive rebound. 14 seconds, shot no good. Ligon with the rebound. We're going to get a jump ball. A good job by Janie Mims to rip it out, and that possession is going to stay right here with Carver with 10.5 seconds left to go. Carver with a 30-point lead. They led 20-8 after 1. Over there, Aubrey Wilkins from the corner. No good. Chubb Williams, 4 seconds, goes out of bounds. Columbus will have the ball with 3.4 seconds left to go. They got to try to get a shot off. They got to try to run the floor to try to get the last shot. They did do a good job closing out that first quarter, going on a 4-0 run. But you just got to find a way to make adjustments. Lockhart's going to have it. 3.4 seconds. Long pass. Hicks comes up with it. Puts up a shot. Off the glass and no good by Alexis Hammond. And that is how the first half ends, as the Carver Lady Tigers lead Columbus 44-14. We would like to thank our sponsors here on the broadcast: State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be back with the second half here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're back here at halftime as the Carver Lady Tigers lead Columbus 44-14 in the final regular season 3A game, as both teams will make it to 2A next season, as Carver trying to remain undefeated in the region. Richard Holdridge here for Georgia Alabama Sports Live as the Hardaway boys are underway, as Thrip Behringer has that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. The Hardaway Lady Hawks defeated Cairo 87-14 as they started at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Try to get a score update on that game. Hardaway's leading Cairo 21-18 in the second quarter. And then we also have the Jordan Lady Red Jackets, as Coach Cobb has got them at 6 wins. They are taking on Ace Charter, a team that they beat on the road. So we'll try to get a score update on that game as well, as we see Coach Ivy in the building for the Columbus Blue Devils. We saw his son, Coach Ivy Jr., earlier this week as Brookstone was taking on Pacelli. Columbus with the ball as Gilbert with it, pass to Hicks, intended for Hicks, and it goes back to the Lady Tigers. Columbus led by their head coach, the former Kendrick Cherokee, LaShonda Adams, has improved this team from 5 wins to 7 wins this year, picking up a big region win last Saturday against Chris County. Cam Thomas puts up a shot. Thornton with a rebound. Wilkins, nice move. Bounce pass to Thornton all the way up to the glass and in. Jasmine Thornton is the leading scorer for Carver. She's got 15. Hicks almost lost it, and she does. KK Cooper comes up with it. Over to Wilkins, driving that baseline. Wilkins puts up a shot and falls to the ground and gets it. Aubrey Wilkins, what a shot. 4-0 run to start the second half. Here it's 48-14. Lockhart over to Hicks, fires a 3, no good. That's tipped away by Thomas. It's going to stay right here with Columbus. Some of the action we got around the Tri-City area. Brookstone is hosting Westfield School, Pacelli hosting St. Mary's Academy, Central hosting Smith Station. A lot of Gilbert. 3-pointer, no good. That's a nice rebound by Foster, but it's taken away by Thornton. Here comes Chubb Williams. Chubb Williams, she has had herself a game. Jasmine Thornton picks up her 11th rebound, gets another rebound. She is up to 12 boards in this game. And it is stolen by Cam Thomas, a 3-on-1 all the way to the rack, and Aubrey Wilkins gets fouled by Jayla Lockhart. Wilkins will go to the line for 2 as the Carver Tigers lead 48-14 with 4:33 left to go here in the second half, in the third quarter. As the Carver Tigers, under the leadership of their athletic director, Pierre Coffey, also the head football coach of the Carver Tigers football team, who had an incredible run in the state playoffs. They hosted a semifinal game, lost to Savannah Christian, but they have always had success here, not only on the gridiron, but also on the basketball court. A special season in 2019 as Wilkins makes one of them. 2019, you had the boys and the girls winning state championships. The boys won it, led by their coach, Warren Beulah. The court is named after him. There's Hammond, pass, Foster, off the glass and in. First 2 points for Sydney Foster, and it's 49-16. Pass, and it's stolen by Hammond. Here comes Alexis Hammond. Alana Gilbert, Euro step, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Hammond. She puts up a shot, no good, and that's going to be a foul on Ligon. And going to the line will be number 20, Christina Christoph, the junior. As this is the second time that we have seen the Columbus Lady Blue Devils here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We saw them in the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament where they defeated Kendrick in the 7th place game. And it was Alana Gilbert having a big game, and she won player of the game. Coach Adams just doing a phenomenal job, just turning around this program and improving their win total. And they have a chance to make the playoffs. They do have some opponents coming up at home that they can pick up some wins, as Jasmine Thornton makes the baseline jumper, and she's got 17, leading all scores. It's 51-16. Almost stolen. Hammond up with it. Christoph Foster off the glass, no good. Tipped away by Gilbert. It's going to go out of bounds off Columbus and back to the Lady Tigers. Here comes Chubb Williams taking it across the timeline. Chubb Williams has got 10 points. Baseline over to KK Cooper. Thornton thought about it. Trinity Walker, Williams, they're just swinging it around. Here's KK Cooper, makes a move, puts up a jumper, and it rattles in for KK Cooper. And it has been all Carver Tigers in this one. Another steal by Jasmine Thornton. And then Columbus gets it right back. Christoph, who's it off of? Looks like it's going to go back to, that's actually going to stay with Columbus. Got Tyler Redmond in the building from WRBL. I tell you what, Tyler, this has been a rivalry game in 3A as Cam Thomas puts it up and in. What's your impression so far of this game?
Well, you know, Richard, I think with a 55-16 game, you know, it's about what we expected. If you look at the records, I think Columbus is somewhere around 7-13 on the year. Carver 13-6. I mean, they're two sides of the same coin. You know, Carver, you know, they've been great all year. They've been great for multiple years. And they're showing why tonight.
All right, so Tyler, so I had your broadcast partner, Jack Patterson, on the broadcast for the Glenwood girls last night.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was a one-sided affair is what I was told.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, you know, he did a great job, and I know that you could definitely do a great job too. I mean, more than welcome to join us up in the broadcast booth anytime. But I know you got to get highlights for WRBL later tonight.
Well, I can join you for the remainder of this game, but following that, I'll have to get down to the boys.
Absolutely. Tell everybody where they can find all your highlights and where they can follow you.
Sure. We'll have highlights of this game and the boys' game tonight on WRBL News 3.
All right, that is WRBL sports anchor Tyler Redmond. We got a timeout, 2:38 left to go here in the third quarter. It's 55-16. Carver on top over Columbus. We'll be back here on Sports Live. And we are back here. Carver got 2 buckets there. Chubb Williams, Jasmine Thornton. It's 59-16, and I'm pleased to have WRBL's Tyler Redmond joining me here on the broadcast.
Honored to be here, Richard. Honored to be here.
Absolutely. Well, fun fact, this is the rematch of the 2017 state championship. Joe Sharon led the Columbus Lady Blue Devils to the state title in 2017. That was a 69-67 overtime win.
Wow.
But you being in Columbus, you know the accolades that Carver with Coach Anson Hundley winning state championships in 19 and 21.
No, I mean, it's on the calendar every year. We have to feature the Carver Tigers at some point, either in preseason or early on in the season, because of really just the resume that they have. I mean, they've been state champions multiple times over in the past few years. I mean, their program, everybody on Carver, especially when it comes to girls basketball, everybody on the team is a legit offensive threat. They play great defense. They're in your face, and, you know, you can't guard them because you can't have your focus on one or two players. Everyone can shoot. Everyone can play fundamental basketball, and that's really what makes them so good. I mean, that's what makes any team good, is that everybody is a threat. And it's not just the starters. It's a lot of the bench depth as well. I mean, everybody is a threat, and they're showing why tonight.
Yeah, look at this full court press by Carver. Well, you know, Tyler, there is a Kendrick connection between the two coaches. Coach Adams played at Kendrick under Coach Hicks, that went to the Final Four. They eventually went to the state championship and won it in 2008. Coach Hundley was an assistant under Coach Hicks.
Well, you know, there's some mutual respect there for sure for these two coaches.
Absolutely. And these are region rivals just by default because of the reclassification. They're both in 3A.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, any time you have a Columbus school taking on a Columbus school, speaking from experience, it's a rivalry. I mean, it could be Hardaway versus Jordan. It could be, you know, Columbus versus Carver. It could be anybody in Columbus facing each other. It's a hometown rivalry, and the fact they're in 3A makes it that much more intense.
Speaking of Hardaway, your alma mater, the Hardaway Lady Hawks, defeated Cairo 87-14.
I got to tell you, I think – they're currently ranked second in the state. I don't know if this is going to put them above maybe the number
absolutely.
One. But they're another one of those teams that's right there. I mean, they can compete for a state title, and you know, credit to Hardaway's program. You know, as an alma mater, I know a lot of folks over there. Coach Mills, you know, is. I would say we're friends at this point, but I mean he taught my gym class when I went to Hardaway.
Oh, amazing!
I mean, if that tells you anything, but you know their basketball program, especially on the girls' side of things, has been phenomenal the past few years, and hopefully it ends with the state championship this year. It'll be the first one in quite a few.
1:13 left to go here in the third. It's 61-16. The Carver Lady Tigers trying to stay undefeated in the region. Monroe right behind them. They've already beat Monroe, so they do have the tiebreaker. They'll be back here next week against Crisp County. And Columbus will take on Doherty as Aubrey Wilkins rattles in and out. No good. That's going to be rebounded by Christoph. Here comes Alana Gilbert. You know, I like Alana Gilbert. She's a leading scorer for Columbus.
Yeah.
And here comes Christoph. And Tyler, I got to say, what Coach Adams has done, Columbus won 5 games last year. She has improved their win total by 7. They now have 7 wins. She's improved their win total by 2.
Yeah, they're on the way up. You know, I mean, it's going to take some time. I mean, anytime you take over a program, it takes time to build. I was actually having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I told him, you know, it only takes one head coach, one figurehead to get a program started, but after that it takes time. You know, you gotta establish yourself as a program that can, number one, win, but number two, get kids to the next level. And you know, Coach Adams is certainly on the way to getting to somewhere more similar to where Carver is right now.
Tyler, what are you looking forward to about the boys' game? You got Tony Montgomery for Carver. You got Robert Hartford for Columbus, the shooter.
You know, we know Robert pretty well. He was an intern at WRBL, and you know, last time I covered him, he came up to me, Tyler, what do I got to do to be on TV? I said, you got to score early because I'm only going to be here for the first half of the game. And he proceeded to drop like 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. So if that tells you anything about Robert, he'll do what you tell him. And sure enough, he came up to me tonight. Tyler, what score early, right? And I was like, yep, score early. So he's looking to be on TV. He's looking for the bright lights. So we'll look to make that happen. That
is awesome. That was actually a close game on January the 4th up at Columbus High. And I'm looking forward to a great boys game as well. This third quarter is almost over. Tyler, I appreciate you joining me on the broadcast, like your broadcast partner, Jack Patterson.
No problem.
I figured, you know, Jack called a half with me, the Glenwood Lee Scott game. I saw you in the building. I was like, I got to get you up here to help call the game.
It's tough when it's a close game. You know, when it's a close game, we got to cover highlights. We got to get them because you never know what might happen. When it's like this, you know, the way I like to tell people, we can only show so much of the game anyway. This one, I hate to say it for Columbus, but 61-18, we kind of know how it's going to end. So I'm glad I got a little time and glad I could spend it here.
Yeah, Jayla Lockhart calls a quick timeout. We'll take one, too, with 3 seconds left to go here in the third. It's 61-18, all Carver Tigers here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back. All right, I'm ready. Welcome back to the School on the Hill, Richard Home Gymnasium, Warren Beulah Court, here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. 3 seconds left to go here in the third. Richard Holdridge, WRBL's Tyler Redmond is joining us here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Tyler, I know you're excited that 20 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting. How does that sound?
I'm 3 steps ahead of you. Last night I went and met Ronald Acuna Jr. Tomorrow I'm on my way to Braves Fest. So,
Braves Fest is tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Have fun.
I will be leaving here at 5 a.m. and probably will be the first in line. Anybody that knows me knows that I am a Braves guy first and foremost. I love local sports. I love college football, pro football, basketball. I love all of it. The Masters, which is coming up. But my truest love in sports is Braves baseball, and get a chance to be around it tomorrow night, and hopefully we got a great season ahead. I mean, I love the additions they've made this offseason. They didn't have much to do considering they were the best offense in baseball last year, but the addition of Chris Sale, the addition of a lot of left-handed arms, I thought was a good addition. We'll see how it goes, but maybe they can get another 100 wins, and maybe this year it'll end with a World Series.
Who knows?
Hope so. Who knows? I mean, some years, 2021, we arguably shouldn't have won the World Series because we weren't the best team in baseball, but throughout the 162. But, last year we were, and kind of has a, bad taste in your mouth when it doesn't end with one. But we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'm thrilled that we're not too far away. I'm looking forward to my spring training trip and, of course, opening day.
Absolutely. And let's take it to baseball with these two schools. Carver, up and coming, their head coach Michael Long Jr., Columbus, we know about legendary coach Bobby Howard in the 12 championships. Coach Chad Mathis got them to the Elite Eight last year. I'm excited about high school baseball, Tyler. I know you are too. As Hicks, no good, puts up a shot, and trying to fight for it, we get a jump ball. And I was looking back and forth. These two schools have had incredible athletes on both sides. With Columbus, you think of Frank Thomas. You think of Josh Lester. You think of Sam Mitchell. Carver, you think of DJ Jones. You think of Nate Odoms. You think of Brinston Buckner, Isaiah Crowell. I mean, this really is great, just having this rivalry just revisited since they've been in 3A the last 2 years.
Yeah, you mentioned the athletes, that have come through Columbus, and here lately we've had a really great time to reflect on how many athletes have come through Columbus because, with Michael at Hardaway, who plays for the Georgia Bulldogs, and, just all of the talent that's gone to the next level, and, how many signing days we go to. Today I was at Northside, and they had their ring ceremony for the softball team who won a state championship last year. There's so much local talent in this area that gets, a lot of times overlooked. And, I'm glad that we're able to shine some light on it. And hopefully as time goes on, there'll be some more big-timers, as you would say, that we talk about. Your Frank Thomases, your DJ Joneses, your Michael Williams, Isaiah Crowell, who make it not only to college but maybe even to the pros. So, yeah, I mean, when it comes to these two schools, it doesn't get any bigger than Frank Thomas. Granted, I'm a little biased. I'm a baseball guy.
Oh, absolutely.
But, there's so much talent in this area. And you mentioned Columbus High School baseball, Bobby Howard and that crew. And, Columbus going to the Elite Eight, maybe that's a sign of what's to come in the future. I got a buddy who's an assistant coach on that team, Bear Elder, and he was telling me all last year, Tyler, you got to come cover us. Tyler, you got to come cover us. We're gonna make a run. We got some talent. And, he was right, and I'm glad we were able to cover him. Glad they were able to make it to the Elite Eight. Maybe this year we'll see a state championship for the first time in quite a few years. But it's hard to step into the shoes of a guy like Bobby Howard, who was the helm of that program for 20, 30 years. But hopefully CHS is on the cusp of another run.
Well, Sunday, February 4th at the Beck Center at Pacelli, we will have our baseball media days as Alana Gilbert up and in as she's the leading scorer, 9 points a game. She does 4 in this game. It's 61-20 Carver with 2:56 left to go here in this game. But I tell you what, Tyler, I'm excited about baseball. These two schools will play in March. I want to say March 15th they'll have a 3-game series. And looking forward to seeing the improvement that Coach Long's going to do for the Carver baseball team, and then Coach Mathis over at Columbus. And then all the other schools will be featured at Baseball Media Days. It'll be February the 4th at the Beck Center.
Of course, yeah. WRBL will of course be there, I'm sure. But baseball season, it's not too far away, Richard. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of come alive when baseball season's around, whether it be high school or professional, whatever it may be. That is my time of year for sure.
Columbus has got the ball down 61-20. Over to Lockhart. She gets trapped in the corner. Past Sydney Foster, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Zoe Douglas.
Travel.
She traveled, and it's going to go back to Columbus. As Coach Hundley has got most of his starters out of the game, in fact, all of them. A lot of young players just getting valuable minutes here to wrap up this game. We've got the boys game coming up after this as Foster puts up a shot off the glass and in. It is 61-22. Carver beat Columbus 80-28 on January the 4th. They will sweep the season series as they get ready for Chris County next week. Walker, no good, rebounded by Foster. One bright spot, Columbus did go on a 4-0 run to close out the first quarter. They were only down 20-8. But it's been all Carver since.
That second quarter was completely Carver. I believe number 1 for Carver.
Chubb Williams had an incredible game.
I don't think she missed in the second quarter.
She was hitting jumpers. She's usually a player that will steal and assist. She's the facilitator, but she started becoming an offensive player. And there's all the way to the rack in Alicia Huntley fighting for the rebound, and she traveled. 1:49 left to go here at Warren Beulah Court. Coach Adams is going to get some of her starters back in, including Alana Gilbert. Janie Mims, the leading scorer for Columbus, she's got 6 points. But I like seeing the development of what Coach Adams has done for this Columbus Lady Blue Devils. They take on Doherty next week, Thomasville on Friday. Those are 2 home games. If they can get those games, they'll have 3 wins in the region, and who knows, they could maybe sneak into the playoffs and get a good seeding for the region tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Columbus is a sneaky team. You mentioned earlier how much you like how Alana Gilbert plays. And, Richard, I got to be honest with you. She's one of those that you kind of – it seems the ball gravitates to her. You mentioned the word facilitator earlier, and I think Gilbert fits that perfect. She can score. She can do whatever you need. Earlier I saw her go coast to coast and, make a layup that no one could block. But a lot of times she's passing. I like her play a lot, and she seems to be in our highlight reels on a regular basis.
Yeah, Alana Gilbert is just that type of player where the offense just flows right through her. That's pass intended for Foster, and we're going to get a foul on Carver with 1:31 left to go. And we'll try to get a score update. Some other games here in the Chattahoochee Valley. You got the Jordan Red Jackets. They are hosting Ace Charter. Coach Cobb has got them at 6 wins. A fantastic job. They finished 6th in the Muskogee County Christmas tournament. They beat Ace Charter in Macon. They're hoping for the season sweep. We'll try to get a score update on that game. There's a fast break. Oh, and it's stolen by Lockhart. 1:22 left to go. Lockhart takes it across the timeline. Intended for Foster, out of bounds. And then, Tyler, you got Central and Smith Station tonight. I'm wondering, you guys I'm sure Jack is probably over there right now.
I believe Jack is on. He's at another game. I mean, we have. That's the thing, Richard. A lot of folks. In the early part of the basketball season, we get it all the time. Hey, why aren't you covering our team? Why aren't you covering our team? And football's still going on.
Yeah.
But at this point, there's just so many games, and it's only 2 of us. We can only get to so many. Not to mention the River Dragons and whatever else may be around in town.
That is true. The River Dragons
They
play
tonight. And Jack, I think, was planning to go there, and he's like, "Hey, this other game's going on. We got to cover it." And so I think that's where he's going to be. He told me earlier, but I can't place it right now. But we'll of course have the results on News 3.
Absolutely. Lachelle Dye with the basket at 63-24. A minute to go here in this game. Richard Holderidge, Tyler Redmond from WRBL. Shot is no good by LeMay Mayo in Columbus. Just showing signs of improvement. I mean, they've got a good team that's coming up, and there's a 3-point attempt by Lily Winchester. Shot no good, and look at Alana Gilbert trying to hustle for it. It looked like it was an easy rebound for Carver, but Gilbert, it looks like she got poked in the eye. But a good hustle play by Alana Gilbert. Leading scorer for Columbus, averaging 9.1 points a game, followed by Jayla Lockhart. Yeah, Jasmine Thornton. We were here last week as Gilbert, 3-pointer, no good. Lily Winchester back to Gilbert, fires a 3-pointer off the glass. No good. Trinity Walker into the hands of Zoe Douglas. Off the glass and in. That is number 23.
One thing you got to give Carver, they're not running out the clock here. I mean, they're playing until the end for sure. And I mean, these are your bench players, but I mean they are taking their opportunity and running with it.
Well, Coach Hunley's philosophy: full court press from when the clock starts in the game all the way till the clock hits 0. That has just been their philosophy. We saw them. It worked a little bit in the Muskogee County Christmas Championship against Hardaway. They jumped out to that 10-0 lead, and then Hardaway's just size and post players dominated the game, and Hardaway wins the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament.
Hardaway, man, that's my alma mater, and you love it. I love to see them win, and, I hope they win a state championship this year. I think they definitely have the talent to be able to do it. And everybody knows it now. Yeah. They're ranked number 2 in the state.
Well deserving.
It's crazy. Because I'll be honest with you, when I was there, state championship, I don't know that we had one when I was there in any sport. So it'll be interesting to see if they're able to do it, and we'll, of course, be there if they are.
Absolutely. Alana Gilbert's going to shoot this technical. It's 65-24. She makes the first. Alana Gilbert's only a junior. She's 5'1". She is just instant energy for Columbus. She's going to be back next year. I like seeing, some of the top players on Coach Adams' team are going to come back next year, like Jayla Lockhart and Alana Gilbert.
Alana Gilbert, you can just tell she's a leader by example. She hustles. She's tough. She plays a lot of minutes on the court. I mean, it's rare that you see her off the court. And she makes things happen.
And she almost got trapped. She's just trying to shade off the defenders.
Corner.
Winchester for 3.
Nope.
No good. Oh, rebounded 2-1. Oh, what a rebound by Alana Gilbert. Puts up a shot, and that will do it as the Carver Lady Tigers get the victory here against the Columbus Lady Blue Devils, 65-25, and they remain undefeated in the region, 6-0. And what a game by Coach Hunley and the Carver Lady Tigers. Tyler, it has been fun. I appreciate you being on the broadcast, and I know you got to get back to get the highlights for the boys' game, which is coming up next. I appreciate you joining me here on the broadcast.
Always, Richard. Enjoyed being here, and hope you guys have a good broadcast for the second round, and maybe Robert Hartford will score early for me. We'll see.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Before I let you go, tell everybody where they can find you once again on social media and where they can watch you later on WRBL. Like when are you going to be on WRBL?
So Jack will have the highlights tonight here at 11 on WRBL News 3, Channel 3. You can follow me on social media at Tyler Edmond TV on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow Jack Patterson as well at J Patterson. Also, you can follow at WRBL Sports on Twitter as well. That's where you can find both of us and where you can find out where we'll be, what we're doing, and how we do it. So that's where you can find us. But again, tonight, highlights of this game and the boys' game coming up on WRBL News 3.
All right, thanks again. WRBL sports anchor Tyler Redmond here on the broadcast. We're going to go and take a break. Coming up, it's the Carver Tigers and the Columbus Blue Devils here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Carver High School. We got a big region game tonight. The Carver Tigers, the Columbus Blue Devils. We're ready to go. Oakley Coots tipping it off with Tobias Tolbert, and Robert Hartford loses the ball. Champ Simpson comes up with it. Your starters for Columbus: Dre Wooten, Carson Baldwin, Oakley Coots, Robert Hartford, and Savon Kelly. For Carver, Tony Montgomery, Champ Simpson, Jakeem Richardson, Kobe Caslin, and Tobias Tolbert. Richard Holdridge, Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and Champ Simpson gets Carver on the board. Carver's 16-2, taking on the 13-7 Columbus Blue Devils. Carver tries to snap a two-game losing streak. There's Kuntz. Back over to Wooten, fires a three, and hits it! Dre Wooten makes it 3-2. Columbus on top. As Kobe Caslin takes it across the timeline. Tony Montgomery, leading scorer for the Carver Tigers, averaging 22.5 points a game. There's Caslin from the baseline. Montgomery thought about it, fires a mid-range jumper off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Hartford, and he passes it to his point guard, Dre Wooten. Also, the assistant coach's son running the point for the Columbus Blue Devils, who stand at 2-3 in the region. Savon Kelly, no good. Good rebound by Kuntz. Back out to Baldwin. Robert Hartford for three, and makes it. Robert Hartford can heat up. Columbus leads Carver 6-2. This is a huge region game because right now Columbus is in the 4th spot at 2-3. Carver is in the 3rd spot at 3-2. Monroe is leading the region with a 5-0 record. Doherty has got a 4-1 record. Kobe Caslin will go to the line to shoot two as Carver already down 6-2. Columbus on a 6-0 run. Congratulations to Coach Hunley and the Carver Lady Tigers. They got the victory over the Columbus Lady Blue Devils. They're still undefeated in the region. As this is Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Thrift Barriers is on the campus of Hardaway as the Hardaway boys, they're in a tough one against Cairo. Trying to get a score update in that game as Kobe Caslin makes 1 of 2, and another steal. Caslin all the way to the rack, and it is 6-5. Wooten, pass over to Kuntz, Hartford, and we're going to get a foul. Robert Hartford, the leading scorer for the Columbus Blue Devils, averaging 14.9 points a game. He is also the starting quarterback for the Columbus Blue Devils. These two schools, when you think of athletes that have come out of the Fountain City, you think of Columbus and Carver. Columbus, you got Frank Thomas, Sam Mitchell, Charles Stone at Kennesaw State. Columbus, Olivia Cochran, DJ Jones, Nate Odoms, Isaiah Crowell, and the list goes on and on. What a steal by Robert Hartford. Hartford, Euro step, puts up a shot. And just the hustle play by Robert Hartford, and he is going to go the line for two. Columbus with an early 1-point lead over the Carver Tigers. This is the rematch from that game that took place on January 4th. A close contest between Carver and Columbus as Hartford misses the first. They played at Columbus High on January the 4th. Carver defeated Columbus 63-51. Hartford makes 1 of 2. He's got 4 points in the game. Columbus is led by their head coach, Carl Ivy Sr., as his son, Carl Ivy Jr., coaches at Brookstone. Carver is led by their coach, Eric Allen, Coach Pembroke, Coach White. They've had just a tradition of winning as Tony Montgomery hits a big three-pointer to give Carver the lead. First lead for Carver since it was 2-0. And Tobias Tolbert, actually Brian Brown checking into the game. He's trying to get that one. So Carver, a young team, they made the playoffs last year by really stealing a berth from Columbus. I mean, they got the upset over Thomasville, got the number 4 seed. Robert Hartford for 3, no good. Racing down to get the rebound, a good hustle play by Carson Baldwin, but it's going to go back to the Carver Tigers. This will be the final year these two teams will play in 3A, as both schools will go down to 2A. Oh, Tony Montgomery almost got his pocket picked by Dre Wooten. Here's Montgomery getting right past Hartford, and one, count the bucket, as Oakley Koontz was trying to go for the block, and Tony Montgomery with power all the way to the rack has an opportunity for the and one, as Tay Hood coming into the game for Ace Thomas coming into the game for Carver, the freshman. Carver won the Muskogee County Christmas tournament. They showed resiliency coming back from that 40-19 deficit from Shaw to beat Spencer in the Muskogee County Christmas tournament. There's Wooten. Pass over to Baldwin. Baldwin staying with it. Wooten. Oakley Koontz. Oh, the alley-oop. Oakley Koontz. We call him the Big Oak. As Carver up by 1. Both teams have just a very similar style of play. Columbus comes into this game 13-7 overall, 2-3 in the region. Montgomery thought about it. Shoots it over. Ace Thomas in the corner, no good. And big Oakley Koontz with a big rebound. Baldwin. Oh, and that was intended for Savion Kelly, and it's stolen by Ace Thomas. There's a foul on Wooten. It's going to be the 3rd team foul on the Blue Devils. Columbus got the win against Crisp County last Saturday, and they've also beaten Thomasville on the road. Those are their 2 region wins. They're looking like they could probably get into the playoffs. As Montgomery, a pass, too much for Brian Brown. It's going to go back to Columbus. Well, this has been a back and forth game. Columbus did jump out to the 6-2 lead. Carver stormed all the way back. Tony Montgomery is the leading scorer with 5 points. Here comes Hartford. Hartford's got 4. Pass over to Wooten. There's Demarion Lee for 3, no good, and it's rebounded by Savion Kelly. Nice pass to Demarion Lee, and Montgomery rips it down all the way for Ace Thomas to the rack, and a little too much on that as Wooten comes with it. Here comes Columbus on a fast break. Hartford driving the baseline, puts up a shot, offensive foul on Robert Hartford, and that fires up the crowd. Here for the Carver Tigers, we are live at Richard Mahone Gymnasium, Warren Beulah Court. Tyler Redmond from WRBL is in the building. He joined me on the broadcast for the second half of the Carver Lady Tigers in Columbus, did a phenomenal job. We got WTVM in the building, double coverage. This is a big game. Huge region game between Carver and Columbus. There's Tony Montgomery. He thought about the 3. He holds off a little bit. Montgomery back to Brian Brown. Splits the double team. Montgomery driving the lane. Puts up a shot. Oh, and it's blocked by Koontz. Oakley Koontz. That 6'9" frame gets a big block, and oh, and almost jammed by J.J. Johnson. Up and in, Oakley Koontz. The freshman, J.J. Johnson, coming into the game for Coach Ivy in the Columbus Blue Devils, 13-7. Carver 16-2. They would like to snap a 2-game losing streak. We saw them here against Monroe last Friday night. 3-pointer! Champ Simpson! And Carver retakes the lead. It's 13-11. Wooten, Hartford, his foot was on the line. It was a balancing act by Hartford, a turnover back to Carver. So the Carver Tigers trying to finish the regular season strong before we get into region tournament play in a couple of weeks. They got some big games once again against Doherty and Monroe back here. Tony Montgomery for three, no good. And Oakley Kuntz with the rebound. Here comes Dre Wooten, the senior point guard, and that's a foul on Jakeem Richardson. You could tell both teams want this game bad because this is a huge region game. Carver at 3-2, Columbus 2-3 in the region. Could be the difference between getting a good position for region tournament play. You want to try to get the number 3 seed compared to the 4 seed. That pass a little too much for J.J. Johnson, and it's going to go back to the Tigers. Carver was undefeated all the way up until last Friday when they lost to Monroe 90-71. Then they lose to Doherty by 3 on Tuesday night down in Albany. There's a steal, and Oakley Kuntz, Dre Wooten, Columbus down by 2. There's Robert Hartford being guarded by Tony Montgomery. That's the matchup we want to see. Dre Wooten fires a 3. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Champ Simpson. Here's Montgomery. Oh, and Montgomery was trying to knock it out of bounds, and there's Champ Simpson, no good. And is that going to be a foul on Tobias Tolbert? It looks like it is. And it's going to go back to Columbus. This has been a back-and-forth game. These two teams, they are just fast-paced, and they both like to run the floor. Columbus matched their win total from last year. They went 13-13 last year. They missed out on the playoffs because Carver upset Thomasville in the region tournament. There's Robert Hartford for 3, and he's got the bucket. Robert Hartford gives Columbus a 1-point lead. Let's see if Carver holds for the final shot here in the first. Caslin, Kobe Caslin splitting the defenders, puts up a shot. Rebounded by Oakley Kuntz. Wooten, Hartford, 3 seconds. 2 for 3, no good. Columbus with a 1-point lead over the Carver Tigers after 1. As we would like to thank our sponsors here on the broadcast: State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be back with the second quarter. Columbus up by 1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Start of the second quarter, Columbus up by 1. Dre Wooten, the point guard for Coach Ivy Sr. and the Columbus Blue Devils. Running the point, Robert Hartford. He's got 2 big 3-pointers in this game. He's the leading scorer for Columbus. Fires up another. Just let him catch and shoot. That's what Robert Hartford likes to do. He's got 7 points for the Columbus Blue Devils. Leading scorer for Carver is Tony Montgomery and Champ Simpson, both with 5. There's Caslin driving the lane. That pass intended for Cash Elder goes out of bounds, and it'll be Blue Devil ball. 14-13 is the score. Wooten pass to J.J. Johnson, and what a block by the blocking machine, Tobias Tolbert. He averages 3.2 blocks a game. And he says, get that out of there to the young freshman. This has been a fun rivalry as there's a steal and all the way to the rack, and good job by Dre Wooten, and tied up is Oakley Kuntz and Tobias Tolbert. We're going to get a jump ball, and it's going to stay right here with the Carver Tigers. Looks like the refs are discussing. They are discussing something. Oh, it's going to go to Columbus. And that fires up the Columbus crowd. And like always, when we have a crosstown rivalry, you're going to have the Columbus fans here too, as they're sitting in the visitors section. They know how big of a game this is, not just for the region, but there's a tip by Montgomery, steal by Jacoby Caslin. Montgomery all the way to the rack, rebounded by Champ Simpson, and he is going to be fouled, but it's going to be on the floor. It will not be a shooting foul. Some of the action around the Chattahoochee Valley. Jordan is hosting Ace Charter. We'll try to get a score update. Westfield School is at Brookstone. St. Mary's Academy at Pacelli. And then Smith Station at Central. Champ Simpson for three. And Carver retakes the lead. This has been a back and forth game by both schools. Champ Simpson, the leading scorer for the Carver Tigers with 8. Kelly, J.J. Johnson. Back over to Wooten. Swings it over to Demarion Lee. Robert Hartford for three. Big rebound by J.J. Johnson. Johnson puts up a shot. Rebounded by Hartford off the glass and in. Robert Hartford's got 9 points, and we are tied at 16. Simpson. Caslin swinging around. Montgomery thought about it. Pass over to Cash Elder. Top of the key to Montgomery. Elder guarded by Wooten. And that's going to be a foul on Wooten. It's going to be the second team foul for the Columbus Blue Devils. As we are live here at the Richard Mahone Gymnasium, Warren Beulah Court, here on the campus of Carver High School, that school on the hill. Caslin almost stolen by Wooten. Montgomery splits the defenders, puts up a shot, and that is going to be a foul on Savon Kelly. And Tony Montgomery will go to the line with 6:07 left to go here in the second quarter to give Carver the lead once again. Huge game between these two region rivals. Carver 16-2, Columbus 13-7. Montgomery makes the first. And also you got to watch out what Monroe and Doherty are doing as well, because that could be a factor as Montgomery makes them both. Kelly will check out, and Oakley Kuntz checking back in for Columbus. His game reminds me of a former Columbus Blue Devil, Charles Stone, who played at Kennesaw State, still plays there as a sophomore. He averaged 19 points a game. And there's Oakley Kuntz, a nice pass from Robert Hartford to Oakley Kuntz. And we are tied once again at 18. There's Caslin driving the baseline. Nice pass, Simpson, spin move, off the glass, up and in. Champ Simpson's got 10 points and Carver back to a 2-point lead. Wooten splits the double. Lee back to Wooten. Passes it to Hartford. Hartford driving the lane. J.J. Johnson from the corner, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Caslin. Montgomery almost lost the dribble. Back out to Cash Elder for three, no good. And Wooten with the rebound. Columbus trying to slow it down. We're going to get a timeout. Coach Allen wants to talk it over. We'll take 1-2. 5:08 left to go here in the second as Carver leading Columbus 20-18 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are back at Carver. Start of the second quarter. Here comes the Carver Tigers. Carson Baldwin almost got it stolen. Wooten back to Baldwin. Baldwin fake, driving the lane, puts up a shot, off the glass and in. Good move by Carson Baldwin. Once again, ties the game. Montgomery splitting the defenders. Back out, Kobe Caslin for three. Second three-pointer of the game for Kobe Caslin. And the second leading scorer on the team has got 6. It's a 3-point lead for Carver. Almost lost it. It's going to stay right here with Columbus. So it went final at Hardaway. The Cairo Syrup Makers defeated the Hardaway Hawks 60-50. That's Thrift Behringer on the call for that one. As we'll try to get more score updates throughout the broadcast. I want to thank WRBL's Tyler Redmond joining me on the broadcast for the second half of the girls' game, as his partner Jack Patterson did yesterday. Baldwin, no good. Kuntz lost it. Caslin comes up with it. Oh, and almost got stolen by Dre Wooten. Gets a high five from his teammate. Good hustle by Dre Wooten. The coach's son, the assistant coach, Gregory Wooten. It's 4:18 left to go. Champ Simpson, there's another foul. That's the second foul on Wooten. And that is 4 team fouls on Columbus with 4:16 left to go. One more foul, and Carver will be in the bonus. Tony Montgomery, leading scorer, one of the top scorers in the Tri-City area with 22.5 points a game. And Montgomery fires a long three-pointer. It rattles in and out. And Oakley Kuntz, and that was a rebound that just was unfortunate. It couldn't get, but Columbus does come up with it. There's Kuntz. Back to Carson Baldwin. Double team. Baldwin over to Hartford. Hartford, he's the shooter all the way. Nice pass to Kuntz, and he is going to be fouled. The teamwork by Robert Hartford and Oakley Kuntz has really helped Columbus stay with Carver. Columbus has got shooters, and Carver just likes to run up and down the floor. 2 different styles. You got Coach Allen for Carver, Coach Carl Ivey Sr. for Columbus. Kuntz makes the first one. Kuntz to the line. Columbus trails by 2 with 3:52 left to go. Kuntz makes them both. It's a 1-point game. Carver on top. Here comes Kobe Caslin. Back out to Simpson. Being guarded by Noah Coleman. 17 on the shot clock. Back out. Champ Simpson for 3. No good. Rebounded by Kuntz. Almost ripped away by Kobe Caslin, and now coming up with it is Demarion Lee. Lee dribbles, top of the key. Good screen by Kuntz. Spin move. Lee with it. Carson Baldwin. He gets fouled. Nope, they're going to call a jump ball. Coach Allen is just telling his team, let's switch it up. They are up by 1. As Carver trying to avoid a 2-game losing streak, they could definitely use a victory at home to try to get back into the win column, especially when they got Crisp County coming to town next week. They also got Thomasville and then Monroe. Those are going to be on the road. And that should close out the regular season. Here comes Noah Coleman, almost lost, and he does. Are they going to call a foul? As he had 4 white jerseys trying to get the ball from Noah Coleman. So Coach Ivey, he's got a team with a lot of seniors, but Savion Kelly's a starter who's a sophomore. J.J. Johnson's been seeing some action. Demarion Lee's a junior. It's Champ Simpson to the line. for Carver. Trying to extend this Carver lead up by 1. And he makes the first. Leading scorer with 11 points. We got Quadir Truesdale checking into the game for Carver. Simpson, no good, rebounded by Kuntz. Here comes Robert Harford. Harford's got 9 points for Columbus. Harford with the double team. Back out to Coleman. Hartford, if he's got room, he's going to shoot it. There's a three-pointer by Carson Baldwin, no good. Tracking the rebound down is Kuntz. Nice pass, give and go all the way to the lane. Noah Coleman puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Noah Coleman, and that's off the glass and in. The second chance, third chance effort by Columbus ties the game at 24. We have had multiple lead changes in this game with 2 minutes to go until halftime. Nice pass, Montgomery, Truesdale, and he traveled. The ball will go back to the Blue Devils. Carver has had a history of winning state championships. Their most memorable state championship in basketball, 2019. Legendary coach Warren Beulah led them to the championship. Here comes Hartford. Being trapped, tipped. Demarion Lee coming up with it, rebounded by Truesdale. Truesdale trying to split. Oh, and a steal by Hartford. Hartford all the way, and he'll get fouled. I think he rushed that shot because Brian Brown coming out of nowhere. That would have been an easy bucket for Hartford. But Brian Brown forced Hartford to rush the shot. He does draw the foul. 1:28 left to go. Hartford to the line, trying to give Columbus a lead once again, and he makes the first. Hartford is in double figures. He's got 10 points. Champ Simpson is checking back into the game for Coach Allen's Carver Tigers, 16-2. Hartford makes them both. He's got 11. They started undefeated, and then they have lost 2 in a row to Monroe and Doherty. There's Montgomery, Caslin, and he walked. He had the right idea. He was trying to drive the baseline, but when he picked up his dribble, he was holding on to the ball when he took a step. And so Columbus, with a 2-point lead, can extend their lead to close out this first half. Lee is going to take it across the timeline. Looking for the screen. Lee, little lob into Kuntz, tips it out. Right to Carver. Bounce pass, Caslin. And one. Count the bucket, but it looks like might have been basket interference on Tony Montgomery, but the refs did not call it. Coach Ivey is wondering why there's not basket interference. No basket. Basket interference by Tony Montgomery, and that was huge because with less than a minute to go, the foul still is in effect, but there's going to be no basket. So they do call basket interference on Tony Montgomery, and Kobe Caslin will go to the line for 2. That was a huge play because that would have tied the game, and Caslin would have had a chance to take the lead once again for Carver. Both these schools will be in 2A next year, along with Kendrick, Spencer, Jordan, Hardaway, and Shaw. And I can't wait. And then for fun, we're just going to throw in Sumter County too. That's the region next year. Incredible. Once again, it's tied at 26. We appreciate you watching us on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Please like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Here's Hartford. Back over to Demarion Lee. Hartford with it. Double teamed. Gives it over to Kuntz. Nice pass. Carson Baldwin, offensive foul. A good job by Jerron McKenzie to plant his feet to draw the charge. 47 seconds left to go. There's about a 12-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So it looks like Carver will get a possession and Columbus will have the final possession to end the half. Back out, three-point shot, Quadair Truesdale! Huge three by Truesdale. It's a three-point lead. Shot clock turned off. Columbus can hold for the final shot of the first half. Hartford being guarded by Caslin. Over to Kuntz. Long pass, almost stolen, and are they going to call a foul? No, they're going to call a travel with 16.2 seconds left to go. Carver is about to close out this first half. They're already on a 5-0 lead. Truesdale back over to Simpson. 10 seconds. Truesdale got some defenders. Three-point shot. Jerome McKenzie, no good. Rebounded by Tony Montgomery. Spin move. Puts up a shot. Rebounded by Oakley Kuntz. And that has been an incredible, entertaining first half between two region Columbus schools as the Carver Tigers leading the Columbus Blue Devils 29-26. We would like to thank our sponsors, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Masterwall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, and Double Coverage. We'll be back with the start of the second half right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're back here at Carver. At halftime, the Carver Tigers lead the Columbus Blue Devils 29-26. Leading scorers for Carver, Champ Simpson with 11 points, Kobe Caslin with 8, Tony Montgomery with 7. For the Columbus Blue Devils, Robert Hartford leading the way with 11 points, Oakley Kuntz with 8 points. Some of the other scores in and around the Chattahoochee Valley. The Pacelli Vikings, they bounce back and get the 84-37 victory over St. Mary's Academy at the Land tonight. Ace Charter defeats Jordan by 4. The Lady Red Jackets split the regular season series with Ace Charter. They got a big one tomorrow, hosting the Spencer Lady Green Wave. Some of the games going on tomorrow. We've got Bainbridge taking on Shaw, and Hardaway is taking on the Northside Patriots. Columbus will get the ball to start the second half. Down by 3. As the PA announcer, Art Thomason, says Carver, they're taking on Crisp County next week. They got Military Appreciation Night. So come on out here as Oakley Kuntz shot, no good. Tobias Tolbert gets the big rebound. Nice pass, Tony Montgomery. Euro step, Champ Simpson goes to the rack, and Robert Hartford hits the floor and gets a little banged up, but he's going to be okay. Robert Hartford, he's comes up limping just a little bit, but it looks like he's just walking it off. Looks like it's a stinger. Champ Simpson, the leading scorer for the Carver Tigers, to the line to try to extend this lead. He makes the first. Carver comes into this game 16-2, 3-2 in region play. Columbus 13-7, 2-3 in region play. Right now, Carver is in 3rd place. Columbus is in 4th place. Simpson makes them both. Just trying to position their seedings for the region tournament. As it stands right now, both teams would be in the playoffs if the region seedings hold to form. Here's Wooten. Pass, Savion Kelly driving the lane. Nice move. Oh, it gets blocked by Tolbert. Tolbert's got his 2nd block of the game. Here's Montgomery. Driving the lane. Kobe Caslin. Richardson. Simpson for 3. No good. Nice offensive rebound by Tony Montgomery. Back out. Montgomery being swarmed by Hartford. Nice pass. Simpson. Coots with a block. And Coots with another block, but he's going to get drawn the foul is Tobias Tolbert, who's going to go to the line. Tobias Tolbert, the 6'6" sophomore, leading the Carver Tigers, averaging 3.2 blocks a game, is really just your all-around defensive player as he makes the first. Carver has eclipsed their win total by 10 from last year as Tolbert makes the 2nd. Last year they only won 6 games, but they snuck into the state tournament as a number 4 seed by upsetting Thomasville in the region tournament. With a 16-2 record, they were out the gate undefeated at 16-0, but they have lost their last 2. There's Kelly. Kelly with a jumper, and he's going to get fouled. Savon Kelly is going to go to the line for 2. He is 2nd on the team in scoring, averaging 7.8 points a game. For head coach Carl Ivy Sr., the longtime coach here at Columbus. Kelly makes the first. His son, Carl Ivy Jr., is the first-year head coach at Brookstone. Both teams squared off earlier this season. There was a nice feature story on both of them on WTVM. Kelly makes them both. Just love seeing that family connection. You got just coaching in the family tree. Back out to Montgomery. Being guarded by Carson Baldwin. Tony Montgomery fires a rush shot, and Wooten's just going to let it go out of bounds. 5-point lead for the Carver Tigers. Columbus trying to get back in it. Columbus was up by as many as 4. But these two teams have been going back and forth, trading baskets. Kelly puts up a shot up and in. And a nice pass by Carson Baldwin, and Kelly gets the shot. It's a 3-point lead for Carver. Here's Montgomery. Montgomery's had a quiet 7 points. Simpson being guarded by Kuntz. Euro step, blocked by Kuntz, and he's going to get another foul, as you got to watch out for the fouls. Kuntz with a 6'9" frame. If you're going to drive the lane, that's the risk you're going to have to take. But Kuntz, a little too much arm in there, and Simpson makes the first. And J.J. Johnson, the freshman, comes in for Kuntz. Carver leads Columbus 34-30. This region rivalry in 3A. The final year these two teams will meet in 3A. No good. Rebounded by Wooten. Over to Baldwin. Carson Baldwin. Trying to drive the baseline. Passes it to Savon Kelly. No good. Jakeem Richardson comes up with it. Here comes the fast break for Carver. Champ Simpson back out to Montgomery for 3. No good. Rebounded by Hartford. I'm going to pass over to Wooten. Carson Baldwin. Baldwin. Nice shot off the glass and in by Carson Baldwin. He's made a little bit of a move, and it's a 2-point lead for Carver. Columbus finished 5th place in the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament. They defeated Northside. Champ Simpson for 3. And that is going to stay right here with the Tigers. 34-32 with 4:46 left to go. And Oakley Kuntz is going to come back into the game. Kuntz has got 8 points. The 6'9" senior can rebound, block shots. A great post player for Coach Ivy. There's Montgomery, and it rolls off his foot. And here comes a fast break. It's a 2-on-2. Wooten, no, and it got blocked by Caslin. Here comes Montgomery, long pass. Jakeem Richardson, and it's up and in. 4-point lead for Carver. Wooten being guarded by Caslin. Wooten with the speed. Baldwin behind the arc. Baldwin puts up a floater, and it falls through. Good shot by Carson Baldwin. Back to a 2-point lead for Carver. Both teams really have been playing a fun style of basketball. There's Kobe Caslin for 3, and he knocks it down with ease. He's in double figures with 11. And Carver with a 5-point lead, and that was going to be a foul on Champ Simpson. Carver defeated Spencer in the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament. Was able to come back from a 40-19 deficit in the semifinal right here at Carver against the Shaw Raiders. And I remember because Tony Montgomery fouled out of the game, but it was Ace Thomas, Champ Simpson that brought them all the way back to earn a berth in the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament final and win the championship. There's a shot by J.J. Johnson, and the freshman's got a nice arcing shot. And that's good to see when you see the freshman getting some big-time playing time. And he's on the board. It's 39-36. Back out to Jakeem Richardson, Ace Thomas, Montgomery, top of the key, being guarded by Hartford. That's the matchup that everybody wants to see. Jakeem Richardson for 3. And Richardson answers right back. And it is the largest lead of the game for Carver, 42-36. Here's Baldwin. Looking for the screen, trying to drive past Ace Thomas, pass over to J.J. Johnson. Thought about shooting it. He's going to put up a little finger roll. Rebounded by Wooten, and he gets that blocked, and the crowd gets fired up. Here comes Caslin trying to slow it down, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor. We'll take one, too. 2:43 left to go here in the third. Carver leading Columbus 42-36 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to the School on the Hill. We're here at Carver High School. They are leading Columbus 42-36 in the final regular season game in 3A, as both schools will make the transition to 2A next year. They'll still be region opponents, but the rest of the schools minus Northside are joining them. And Sumter County. That should be a fun region next year. But this is a big region game. Carver is 3-2. Columbus 2-3. Carver just trying to catch pace with Doherty and Monroe. We get a 3-second violation. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's another turnover, and Columbus gets the ball back. Both schools have their share of notable athletes over the years. Frank Thomas, Sam Mitchell for Columbus. There's a three-pointer, no good, and rebounded by Tony Montgomery. Demarion Lee with the shot over to Ace Thomas. Back out to Caslin for three. And it was, what a move by Jakeem Richardson off of Demarion Lee, and it's going to go back to Carver. For Carver, DJ Jones, Nate Odoms, Isaiah Crowell, Brinston Buckner, Puma Pass. I remember seeing him at Louisville. He was just an electric dual-threat quarterback. Richardson, back out to Ace Thomas. Thomas trying to reset the offense over to Caslin. Caslin drawing up the play. Back out to the freshman Thomas. 10 on the shot clock. Montgomery driving the baseline. Puts up a shot. Up and in. And Tony Montgomery coming alive with that shot, giving Carver once again an 8-point lead, largest lead of the game for the Tigers. Carver trying to close out this game, snap a 2-game losing streak. Demarion Lee, Wooten, J.J. Johnson for a three-pointer, and hits the three-pointer! J.J. Johnson! And it's a 5-point lead for Carver. Anytime Carver gets momentum to try to pull away in this game, Columbus finds a way to get a big bucket to stay in it. And now with 1:04 left to go, Ace Thomas, 13 on the shot clock, over to Montgomery. Tony Montgomery being guarded by Wooten. Thomas for three, and the shot is no good. Rebounded by Wooten. We have a shot clock violation, but it won't matter. Here comes Hartford. Down by 5. Robert Hartford. Over to Kuntz. Pass over to Johnson. J.J. Johnson, baseline jumper. No good. Rebounded by Thomas. 31 seconds left to go. Richardson all the way and hits it. Jakeem Richardson. It's a 7-point Carver lead. 20 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. Lee, Columbus trying to hold for the final shot. Lob pass to J.J. Johnson. Johnson takes it out. Over to Coates. Back over to Wooten. 4 seconds. Wooten puts up a shot, and he'll go to the line for two. Dre Wooten trying to cut into this lead as Carver leading 46-39. But Columbus staying in this game. Leading scorer for Columbus, Robert Hartford with 11. Oakley Kuntz with 8. Carson Baldwin's got 6. Wooten misses the first. Savon Kelly coming into the game for the Blue Devils. And I tell you what, I cannot wait until these two teams play each other in baseball too. You got Coach Michael Long Jr. of the Carver Tigers. You got Coach Chad Mathis of Columbus. Columbus went to the Elite Eight last year. Carver was on the doorstep of the playoffs last season. Don't forget, we do have baseball media days, February the 4th at the Beck Center, St. Anne Pacelli, starting at 2 o'clock right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Dre Wooten missed the first shot. He's to the line for the second. He does make the second. It's 46-40 with 3 seconds. Montgomery puts up a shot. Oh, very close. And that is how the third quarter ends. Carver leading Columbus 46-40. We have one more quarter to go. We'd like to thank our sponsors, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli, Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Visions, Double Coverage. Start of the fourth quarter coming up next here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome back to Carver High School. Start of the fourth quarter. Carver leading Columbus 46-40. Leading scorer for the Carver Tigers is Champ Simpson with 14 points. Jacoby Caslin with 11. Tony Montgomery's got 9. Back out to Caslin, top of the key. Swings it over to Montgomery. Being guarded by Lee. Back to Caslin. Bounce step. Swings it over to Brown. Brown almost lost it, staying with it. 5 on the shot clock, 4. Pass over to Brian Brown, off the glass and in with the shot clock expired. What a shot by Brian Brown. Here comes Hartford. Hartford's been quiet in the second half as he does make a shot though. Got to get Hartford going. He could shoot the 3 ball. He does have 13 points. It's 48-42. The matchup we want to see, Tony Montgomery, Robert Hartford, he's guarding him. Hartford, the leading scorer for Columbus, averaging 14.9 points a game. It's going to be a traveling violation. It's going to go back to the Blue Devils, down by 6 points in this crucial region matchup between the 16-2 Carver Tigers and the 13-7 Columbus Blue Devils. Carver 3-2 in the region, Columbus 2-3. Over to Kelly, inside to J.J. Johnson. Back out to Lee for 3, no good. Rebounded by Kelly, puts up a shot up and in. Save on Kelly, a big bucket. Carver back, 4-point lead. Columbus, big bucket over to Richardson. Back out to Montgomery. Resetting the offense, just slowing it down here in the fourth quarter. I got a feeling this game is going to go down to the wire. Carver won the first game on the 4th of January. It's Champ Simpson, no good, rebounded by Hartford. They want to go fast. Here's Kelly all the way. Oh, a nice move by Kelly, just could not finish. And stolen by Hartford. Hartford swings, nice pass. J.J. Johnson all the way to the rack and in. J.J. Johnson's got 7 points. Nice assist by Robert Hartford. Columbus cuts the Carver lead to 2. Driving the lane, puts up a shot, no good, rebounded by Kelly. That was a miss by Brian Brown. Over to Lee. Lee puts it up, no good, rebounded by Kelly. Off the glass, no good, rebounded by Simpson. And here comes Carver on a fast break. As Caslin, no good. Rebounded by Richardson, and Richardson will get fouled by Kelly. 5:18 left to go. 2-point lead for the Carver Tigers. Taking on the Columbus Blue Devils. When they were reclassified to 3A 2 years ago, they became region rivals. And you could feel that this is a rivalry game, especially when this has been rivalry week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We had Lee Scott Glenwood on Thursday. We had Pacelli Brookstone on Tuesday. We also got a rivalry game tomorrow. We got Spencer Jordan, not on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, but that's going to be on the campus of Jordan. And Smith Station Central, that's another rivalry game happening this week. Richardson misses both, and a huge break for Columbus. They have a chance to tie it or take the lead with a 3. Here comes Lee. Looking for the screen, pass to Johnson. Being guarded by Montgomery. Johnson with a double team, gives it over to Wooten. Wooten thought about it. Now he's going to drive the lane. Wooten, spin move. Nice bounce pass to Kelly. Kelly just could not handle it. It goes out of bounds. Carver basketball. Columbus has been scrapping, trying to get back into this game. They're down by 2. Jerron McKenzie getting ready to check in the next dead ball. Want to give a big shout out to the public address announcer, Art Thomason. Does a phenomenal job. Also made sure everybody here knows that we are live streaming this game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. So a big shout out to Art Thomason. Also the assistant basketball coach for the Carver girls, who got a big win over Columbus earlier today. That's a foul on J.J. Johnson. I've been so impressed with J.J. Johnson's development. He's got 7 points in this game. Only a freshman. You know the future is going to be bright for the Columbus Blue Devils. And there's a three-pointer by Jakeem Richardson, no good. It's tip drill. Oh, and Tobias Tolbert comes up with it. There's Montgomery. Montgomery, jumper, off the glass, no good. That's knocked out of the hands of Tolbert. There's Kobe Caslin for 3, and Carver takes a 5-point lead. Timeout on the floor, 4:30 left to go as Carver leads it 51-46. We're going to take a break here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Richard Mahone Gymnasium, Warren Beulah Court on the campus of Carver High School. Richard Holdridge here for Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Toygar Isla doing a phenomenal job producing this broadcast. We are happy that you're joining us here on this Friday night as we've had high school basketball all around the Tri-City area. Thrift Berger at the campus of Hardaway earlier today as the Hardaway girls defeated Cairo. The Hardaway boys came up short against the syrup makers of Cairo in a big region game. And we got more games coming up on Georgia Alabama Sports Live next week. Don't forget that we also have the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show that is coming up next week as well, where we will reveal our new rankings. Looking forward to that. 51-46, Columbus with the ball. Wooten being harassed, and that was too much for Demarion Lee. And Wooten knows it. Costly turnover for Columbus with 4:19 left to go. As Carver trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They lost to Monroe in this building last Friday. And then they lost to Doherty on the road on Tuesday night. They will be back here next week against Crisp County. It will be Military Appreciation Night. Caslin over to Montgomery. Tony Montgomery's got 9 points. It's been a quiet 9 points for Montgomery. Being guarded by Hartford. Montgomery is just eating up clock. He's not rushing any shot. He's looking for the screen. Montgomery. The defenses collapse. Caslin. Foot was on the line. Turnover, Columbus. (51-46). Columbus needs a basket, and they need to get a stop. That's the thing about the shot clock being in Georgia, is that you could just count the possessions. There's Hartford. Hartford, we're going to get a foul before the shot. It's only the first team foul for Carver here in the fourth quarter. Please like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We have had a fun week of calling high school basketball games. We started with Brookstone Pacelli on Tuesday. Lee Scott Glenwood yesterday. It's Kelly back out to Lee. Inside, J.J. Johnson dribbling, puts up a jumper, rattles in and out, rebounded to Montgomery. Montgomery, oh, what a steal by Dre Wooten. Hartford, long pass. Hartford, spin move, and he gets ripped away. They're going to call a foul. What, are they going to call an offensive foul? They call an offensive foul, and it looks like he walked. Traveling violation. It's going to go back to Carver. 3:27 left to go. 51-46. Here comes Caslin, coast to coast. Misfire, and here comes Columbus on a fast break. Hartford, pass, Johnson. Back out, Demarion Lee for three. Rattles in and out. Kelly trying to get the rebound. And it goes right to Jerron McKenzie. 3:02 left to go. Back out to Montgomery. Tony Montgomery puts up a shot, no good. But right there is Jacoby Caslin, who's having himself a game. That was a big bucket. Caslin makes it 53-46. Coach Allen is just trying to get his team to calm down. Coach Ivy is over there trying to figure out what's going on. We do have a timeout here on the floor. We would like to thank our sponsors, State Farm, Carroll Purdue, St. Anne Pacelli. They got a big win today against St. Mary's Academy, 84-37. Terry Johnson Agency, Master Wall Incorporated, Behringer Construction, P&B Broadcasting, Sports Vision, Strip Behringer, DJ Jones, Mondays and Thursdays from 4 to 6. And double coverage, Jerome Bryant is in the building. Well, he's in here somewhere. He was at Hardaway, and double coverage has been all over the Tri-City area, just getting score updates, taking pictures. You got big milestones, double coverage is there to cover it. We had a big milestone yesterday at Glenwood as Anna Grace Griggs, 1,000th career point, TK Davis, 1,000th career rebound, and it really happened in a 2-minute span. Jasmine Thornton got her 1,500th career point last week. And you could catch a replay of all those milestones on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Back out to Montgomery. Montgomery being guarded by Wooten. Over to Caslin. Caslin is the leading scorer for Carver with 16 points. Montgomery has had a quiet day. He's got 9. Back out to Montgomery. Montgomery trying to split the defenders. Jacoby Caslin for 3, no good. Big rebound by Brian Brown, and Oakley Coots with a big block. The Big Oak says, get that out of here. Still Carver ball. Back out to Truesdale. Brian Brown being guarded by Hartford. Truesdale almost lost it. There's Tony Montgomery for three. And that is a big three for Tony Montgomery that might have put this one away. Carver with a 10-point lead with 2:08 left to go here in this game. As we are going to go ahead and take a break. Here, we got 2 minutes left to go here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the School on the Hill. Richard Holdridge, Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Carver with their largest lead of the game. This has been a close, contested game for a while, but it looks like Carver has really put this one away as Robert Hartford, and he misses on a big steal by Wooten. Back over to Carson Baldwin, and he will get fouled, and that is going to be an offensive foul on Carson Baldwin. Nope, that's going to be a foul on Tony Montgomery. Looked like the reaction, Carver thought that Montgomery drew the charge, but Baldwin will go to the line. It's not over yet, 1:50 left to go. Baldwin misses the first. The key for Columbus to try to get back into this game, you got to let Robert Hartford shoot the three. That's what he does best. Try to get back into this ball game. I would say feed Robert Hartford the rock. Let Dre Wooten try to get it to him because you got Oakley Kuntz down there. Can box out, get the rebound. Baldwin makes one of two. It's a 9-point lead. Does Columbus foul here? It's trapped. Here's Caslin. Caslin's got an open lane all the way to the rack and in. No basket. The ref says no basket, but it will be a foul on the floor. Columbus is pleading their case. Coach Ivy's wondering what's going on. Trying to get an explanation from the refs with 1:40 left to go. Carver trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They'll get a week off, and then they will play Crisp County right back here. Non-shooting foul. Montgomery will inbounds it. Over to Richardson. Being swarmed is Brown. Montgomery, top of the key. Oh, a nice pass. Tony Montgomery, Jakeem Richardson. That might have put the nail in the coffin. Here's Hartford. Hartford all the way to the rack. Oakley Kuntz, no good. Nothing has fallen for Columbus. Here's Tobias Tolbert with a rebound. 1:15 left to go. Montgomery gets fouled by Kuntz. And Montgomery will go to the line. It looks like, no, they're calling it a foul on the floor. I thought he was in the shooting motion. Well, they're lining up like he's... I think the refs are discussing whether or not that was an intentional foul. There will be a non-shooting foul. It was only the 4th team foul off Columbus. Brown. Oh, blocked by Kuntz. What a block, but Carver still with it. Pass over to Montgomery. Montgomery is being harassed. He finally gets fouled by Carson Baldwin, and that will put Montgomery at the line with 58.9 seconds left to go as Carver trying to ice this game, trying to go to 17-2, snap a 2-game losing streak. Columbus, they got a schedule coming up where they face Doherty as Montgomery does make the first. It's a 12-point lead for Carver. Columbus faces off against Doherty and then Thomasville at home. If they can somehow get wins there, and then Crisp County and then Monroe. They've already beaten Crisp County as Montgomery misses the second. That's a foul on Carver. Yeah, obviously that basket will not count. 55 seconds left to go. This is where Columbus will play the foul game. That was only the third team foul for Carver. Wooten splits the defenders. Robert Hartford, three-point shot. He rushed it. I think fatigue factored in there. And Carver is going to get the ball. No, I think it's going to stay here with Columbus. That was off of Carver. You got to get Robert Hartford going. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. He's going to, if he has an open lane, he's going to drive too, but he's going to draw the foul. That foul is going to be on Tobias Tolbert. And Robert Hartford, leading scorer for the Columbus Blue Devils with 14.9 points a game. He's got 13 in this one to the line. But time is not on Columbus's side, and he misses the first. Carver was up by 3 in the half. And then they just pulled away here in this game. Columbus did cut it to 2. Hartford makes 1 of 2. 11-point lead for the Carver Tigers. Truesdale being harassed by Wooten and Hartford. Back out to Montgomery. Montgomery splitting the defenders. Nice pass, Caslin. They're just going to use as much of the shot clock as possible. Montgomery, he's got 12 points. Montgomery got it just knocked away. He'll stay here with Carver. 13 on the shot clock, 24 seconds left to go. Carver's going to get out of here with a victory. Caslin back out. Montgomery all the way to the rack and in. Tony Montgomery, 15 points. It's been a quiet 15 points from Montgomery, but a win, and Coots, a little too much. Back to Carver, and it was a valiant effort by the Columbus Blue Devils. 9 seconds. It looks like Carver will just hold on to the ball. And that will do it. Oh, that shot almost went in. But the Carver Tigers get the 61-48 victory over the Columbus Blue Devils as Jacoby Caslin with 16 points, Tony Montgomery with 15 points. Carver goes to 17-2 overall, 4-2 in the region. They will take on Crisp County next week. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll try to get an interview with Coach Allen right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Carver. I'm here with Coach Allen. We had to get as close as possible because they turned the lights off in this place. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Appreciate it.
Snap a 2-game losing streak.
Yes, sir.
Columbus, they played very hard. Robert Hartford got going. Oakley Kuntz, I mean, just tremendous 6'9" frame with block shots, but you were able to get Kobe Castlin going. Tony Montgomery, big game. Carver gets a big win. Congratulations, Coach. On to Crisp County next week. This momentum coming into as the regular season winds down, what are you looking forward to as you get into region tournament play?
Well, the same thing. Our goal never changed. We lost 2 straight, but it was just a mental breakdown. We're still young at the end of the day. But our goal is to win the region and win the state championship. And tonight we came out and we did exactly what we were supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Tony hit a big 3 actually to really ice the game, and really he had a quiet 15 points.
Yeah.
I thought that Robert Hartford did a good job defensively, but once he got going, you guys seemed to ice the game and able to come out with a big win over a Columbus team that really has improved, and they got a lot of great young players, and they're going to be in the playoffs too. I think that these two teams, it's just a great region rival, and you end up coming up with a win.
Yes, sir. Tony Montgomery, he one of them guys, like, he helps me out as a coach. Big time as he is, like, it's easy to coach guys like that. Him and Kobe Castlin, they really good guys when it come to icing the game. So I trust them. I got a lot of faith in them, and I'm just happy we got the win.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the way in the regular season, and good luck in the region tournament.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right.
Take care, man.
Absolutely. Coach Allen of the Carver Tigers. I want to thank Toygar Isla on the broadcast as the producer. Once again, the Carver Tigers and the Lady Tigers, they get the sweep over their region rival, the Columbus Blue Devils, here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We will see you next time. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.